Gabriel Medina has just hit the water up against fellow Brazilian Jadson Andre, and of course Caio Ibelli and Michel Perez are also still in the mix here. 17 and a half minutes to go in their priority heat, and then of course this big one, Gabriel Medina and Jadson Andre head to head.
It was just like that shot of the Maracana with the crowd going off. I actually walked out at the same time, and I walked out and heard the noise and looked down and saw him running out and the crowd going wild as Jadson Andre comes into a chunky little inside section and decides to get out of there. I was so disappointed I didn't have my telephone with me to take a shot of it.
I got the shot on Instagram. Here goes Jadson Andre rolling into a frothy right-hander. It's been mainly left-handers all day. And now the Gibby footer just looking for an opportunity maybe to reset his position out in the lineup. Let's bring you up to speed.
Warm-up surf before it. Here's Jadson on the inside. Got to say that first wave or second wave of Jadson's where we saw that backhand re-entry on a frothy section showed me good sign.
And that set the pathway for fellow countryman Adriano de Souza to back his up a couple of years later.
Well, it's a win-win for the Brazilian crowd too, because if Gabriel doesn't win, it's Jadson Andre who would go through. So there's no losing there for the Brazilian nation in this one. And we just saw Michel finally catch another ride in the interview. Didn't complete it, a 2.77, a 4.17 for Caio. So that at least sort of gets that campaign moving for him, because it's been slow going. And as we said, he'd had all of those rides without one score.
Strong paddle, and look who is up and riding. It is none other than Gabriel Medina. Lays down the rail, 2 frontside calves, and a third to complete his opening ride. He's now on the board, and the crowd love it.
Gabriel Medina, talk about creating opportunities. Look, speed line, just hacks it out of the top. Watch his carve straight down into the next turn. Beautiful combination. The sinking of those turns was really clean. It was a much smaller way. It's Andre's already got that 4.33, but and up and riding again.
Jadson Andre on the outside, frontside wrap, cuts it short so he can get this turn in. Lays down the hammer, back foot jam against the whitewater, but unable to complete. Is it literally that old cliche of taking it heat at a time, event at a time, or does that world title scenario factor into your mindset as we see Jadson taking off and getting down for him? Does that factor into your mindset, the world title, you know, when you're halfway through the year? Thanks for watching around the world, wherever you may be. It's late in the afternoon, 4:25 p.m. local time in Saquarema. You've joined us in time for the last couple of heats of the day. Round number 32, Gabriel Medina up and riding. Slams one out the gates, nice drift on the tail. He has another section here, punctuates with a big spray up and over that floater. He might even get another end section to deal with over here. Multiple turns down the line, smaller inside wave, but he completely and utterly destroyed that one. Strider Wasilewski is in the thick of it as always. Strider, what are you feeling down there? Gabriel Medina, the Medina Mania is well and truly happening.
So this event could be one that he'll go a long way in. This wave here, smaller wave, but the surfing is absolutely incredible.
7.33, Barton. Tell us why this score went pretty high.
Well, see down in here, it's still small and it's not that good. You know, it's a little 2-foot inside bit to the wave, but he's still got power. Here goes Jadson.
Jaddy on the outside, beautiful roll in, big set wave. Surf line forecast on the money today, and he just had that back foot slip off and looked like there. Did the splits, and that wave still reading down the inside section. Amazing stuff. And also, Barton, I think that high tide may be coming into play here this afternoon late as well, as we saw. Not quite sure who that was.
That was Jaddy, I think.
Jaddy having to go under priority. Yeah, that would make sense. Here we go. This is the big drop in from Jadson Andre. Found a right-hander.
Drives off the bottom. Gets a kind of round snap there off the top. There's a lot of bump on this one. Gets that next cut back into the white water, the power source of the wave. And here he is, just saying, you can see now he's having a look. He's going, okay, where is my ride back out? And I'm and there's Felipe and Italo and a host of other people hoping to get one themselves, but it has been those two guys who have been so dominant. Medina just holding on to the priority for a long time here. Jadson taking advantage of the fact that he doesn't have it to try and create some momentum.
Coming deep from behind the section here, blows the tail out in that one. He's going to ride out, is he? Yes, he is going to ride out of that one. That was a great move there from Jadson Andre.
And the crowd loved it. That was the sort of, that was a bit of a spike, a momentum opportunity there for Jadson.
Look at this one. Looked at the right and then decided to go left.
And then just bides his time, gets this snap, cuts it a little bit short so he can hit this, and he knows he's got to commit and throw something at that, and he wafts the tail. Really good. Here it is again. It's a nice big set, and he throws the tail. The fins come out the back, the spray flies, he disappears in the whitewater, comes out, and the crowd go wild.
He's right in the game with 4 minutes on the clock. I love that back foot turn displayed there, and obviously a lot of control displayed as he just negotiated that whitewater. He's going to turn on this inside wave too. It's a hollow, steeper wave on the inside section. Thought about the barrel. Now on the open face, jams that open face cut back in there. Energy now dissipating out of the section, but he's staying alive, keeping his energy up, looking for opportunity on the inside. He's hunting. He's hungry. He's Jadson Andre. He closes out the inside section. He's going to ask the question.
He gets a drive. He kind of stalled for a second there and then started driving. But the energy is up on this wave. You can see there's an urgency and a determination. Shame that this happened. The wave went flat. It lost its momentum. There's a lot of whitewater on the face. But here he picks up his energy to try and build something out of a nothing little moment. And he does exactly that. But again, I think they needed something more on the outside.
As we see behind him now, this is Medina. Back foot jam for him. Lots of white water on that open face, and he decides to go out and claim priority. He's going to call him off.
Sneaky.
Rather safe than sorry for Medina. He knows, he's got a lot of respect for Jadson. Head-to-head matchups, it's 1-1. As Medina really just playing defense over here. This wave really not going to be of consequence, as you can see. Just making his way down to the inside. He might go for something big over here. Goes for the big rotation. How does he get that much amplitude out of nowhere? I'll never know, Barton Lynch.
I'll never know either, mate. But it was great. But the problem is he's left. I don't see that improving. He got caught up, and Jadson needs something. I don't think it's this. I think you got to get out of that wave. You've got 40 seconds still. Don't surrender, mate. Keep fighting. Get back out the back, because it really, a 6-4-4 could be, 2 moves, you could get it.
The current world champion gets the job done over his fellow countryman. 7.33 and a 5.67 plays the 6.57 and the 4.33. Not enough for Jadson Andre. He's going to bow out at this stage. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, it's going to be the WSL post show.